was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Won't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap, but it's nice.
My name is Apia, my surname is Ngoko. I'm from Wallasteen and I attend school at Masibambane Secondary School. I'm doing grade 11 this year.
My name is Khutlang Tsupane and I live in Blukombos. I attend Masibambane Secondary School, grade 11.
I am Nelisa Fusa. I stay here in Blukombos. I am doing my grade 11 at Masibambane Secondary School.
I'm Temelihle Gangi. Actually in grade 11. I attend at Masibambane High School.
Hello, my name is Anile Langa. I am a grade 12 pupil at Masibambane High School and I live here in Blukombos.
I believe that the inheritance we got on the terms of education or not that much, because our parents did not get a chance to go or did not go to school, or if they did not finish or go to universities.
I think everybody in this world is destined for good things, right? So it's the 21st century, and then there are a lot of bursaries that comes for you actually. So I think if you do well in school, then you'll go to varsity. There's no doubt.
So what happens when you don't perform very well academically? Does that mean that you're in trouble? Because in most cases, we can never run from the fact that we cannot all be A students. But at the very same time, there are some people that are average. We work very hard, we push to get 50%, we push to get 60%, of which it's something that's good, because you're not going to give up, you're doing your utmost best just to pass your grade and to get your bursary. But at the very same time, even if you do apply for bursary, but there are those people that are going to come up, or they're going to come out, and they're going to be actually very lucky, even if you didn't apply for a bursary, but the bursary is going to come your way.
I've noticed when we're applying here in this library that there were some kids that, oh my goodness, obviously they won't accept me in this certain university and I should just give up and just look for a job next year. Even if I go to ShopRite or something, it will be fine, as long as I'm going to support myself and my family. But our principal actually came to us and told us that, no, it's not the end of the world. There are learnerships if you don't do well. You can still come back to grade 12 and have a second chance in making your marks actually good. And so, that is actually so very good to us. It gives us more power that, okay, we can still do more. And as a grade 12 pupil, I believe that I will go to university, even if I am an average student or a good student, excelling student, or just a student. But we just have to have this. We just have to ingrain this into our mentality that I am the best, I can do it, and I would let no one or nothing to get into my way, even if there was apartheid and such things. But me and that child which is actually privileged, we are one and the same. If she can do it or he can do it, I can also do it. So let not my circumstances come into my way.
I'm not saying that if you don't do good at school, your chances of succeeding in life are very slim, but I'm saying that we were not fed with gold in our spoons or whatsoever, because at times there are people that are average at school, but they go to university because their parents are rich and they can take their kids to university. But for us, we have to hustle, we have to work very hard, we have to work triple or extra hard to make sure that we go to university. And at times we may not look at it, but emotionally it is draining. Because you can come to school and tell yourself that I want to succeed, I want to make it, I want to make sure that my parents are proud of me. But at the very same time, you think about those people that are actually chilled, because they know that whether I get 50, whether I get 80%, I am going to university because my parents are going to pay for me. It's not a bad thing to them. But to me as an individual, it is draining emotionally. It makes me wanna work harder, but at the very same time, I know that there are people that don't have that are not very self-aware or that don't have much self-esteem, that tend to lose hope because they feel like, you know what, why am I doing it? Because why am I still trying? Because there are people that are just working on butter and I'm still hustling very hard, so I should just give up. So chances of education, yes, I can say 50% to Africans, but we still need to push, we still need more, yeah.
Here in our townships, in where we live, is that our parents, which were actually present in the apartheid era, have been affected mentally and emotionally, and this has been brought upon us now that, okay, my child, even if you do your best and you are in a township school, you won't be able to go to a best university. So what you have to do in order for you to be in that university, you have to work very hard and get good grades. And for now, for that child, which is average, now they're like, okay, there's no point of me actually even applying for university.
I feel like as not as only as Africans, but as black children, we grow up with so much anger. Because there are times where I have to walk from home and come to school because that's the only way I can read. Because first of all, we're overcrowded. Even if I tell the kids and my parents that I want to study, somehow they're going to make noise. So I cannot focus when people are making noise. That means I have to come to school. And there would be time where maybe it's 7 o'clock, late. I feel like I haven't studied enough, but I have no choice but to go back home. Because why? It's not safe in our environment. So that is instilling some anger inside me because I feel like, why do I have to work so hard to achieve? Whereas there's someone who is, I can't help myself but to compare. Because at times I feel like it's not fair. It was never fair and it's never ever going to be fair. Because I have to come, I have to study, I have to go before I'm finished because I have no choice. I have to think for my safety. But at the very same time, there is someone that is so chilled, living in a quiet place, reading until 12 o'clock. I don't know when, sorry, until 12 o'clock, because it is so quiet and you don't have to tell anyone that, shush, now you're making noise, or switch off the TV because you're in your own room. You have that peace, you have that quietness, and you can read up until whatever time you want. So in terms of the environment that we live in, even the houses that we live in, because even the way they are made, they're so small so that you cannot think bigger. And that makes me very, very angry, not only at myself, but also at the people surrounding me. So to us, yes, we have a chance of succeeding only through education.
In my life, I have two role models, which is my mother and me. My dear mother is my role model because she's a single parent, but she can bring food to the table to make sure that we eat and then we go to school. That for me is it's enough. She loves us, she sacrifices for us, she brings shelter for us. That for me makes me love her more than anything in this world.
So my role model is my pastor in general. Because the reason I say he's my role model is because of the way he conducts himself. He conducts himself in a way that is respectable of a man to conduct himself. Not that he's a pastor, but because he conducts himself as a gentleman, as a father. Even if you're not their son or daughter, but they treat you as a son of a daughter. And just a short thing about him is that he's been through a lot as a person, and I'll just say, if I'm allowed to say this, he's been to prison, right? And against that, he works in the he works in government. He has a house in the suburbs. He has a car. He has a nice family that he loves, and that inspires me to do more. Because if he was able to go past all of that situations and still come out top, then that makes it possible for me to say, okay, fine, I can do that and even do better than what he did. So that inspires me on a daily basis to say, okay, fine, this happened, what do I do from then onwards?
My role model is my grandmother. Even though I no longer stay with her, but she's still my grandmother. I call her the Lady of Esteem, and she calls me the epitome of natural beauty. So my grandmother is she's a very strong woman. She's raised me. She's raised me till this age that I am right now. And she's also taught me many things. She's taught me how to be a strong woman. And as a young woman, you don't have to depend on men. You always have to be independent. I always have to be an independent variable.
I think at most times people expect you to say your role model is someone from a media or a celebrity or someone that you've read about. But to me, reflecting to my own self, I think my role model is me. I am my own role model, and I am very proud of that. Sometimes I become so emotional because I surprise myself each and every time. Because when I wake up with a plan. That's one thing for sure. Because from the family that I come from, to the school that I'm in, and into the great things that I have done into this young age, I am very young but very wise in mind. That's one thing for sure. And to me, that's inspiration each and every day. So I don't need a celebrity in my life to call a role model.
My role model is actually my family and my priest. Let me start with my family. My family are very unique. My family is one family in which understands every ordeal which each and every person which can go through within the family. They all try with every hard-earned money, strength, or anything to actually make you feel better. In my family, I believe that I try very much to show them that, okay, I want to do this better and this is how I am going to fix it. And my family, even if you have done a mistake or something, they won't stick to it, but they'll actually recorrect you in like doing something better, and you won't be judged in my family. That's one thing I can guarantee you.
I believe that we as the youth, we can make our own way in going to university, because you can't stay on the basis that our parents did not get a chance to go to university, therefore I will not go. We have to make our own chances, do good in school so that you get bursaries, which will fund for you to go to university. Because you can't say, just because my father or mother did not go to university, that means I'm doomed to going to university. Make your own way, then you'll succeed in whatever you decide to do.
My dream is to work in any industry. I repeat, in any industry that relates to men. An industry that only men works in. Reason being is because I want to represent women.
My dream is to make a success of my life, go through the odds, defy my circumstances, and make my family proud.
My dream is to be the best I can possibly be. In profession, I want to be a lawyer, but in general, I want to be a motivational speaker, public speaker. I just want to motivate each and every soul that I can get through it.
My dream is one day to become a social anthropologist, to learn more about how humans live and how the society as well lives. So, and also to become a film director, a playwright, and a director at a performing arts theatre.
My dream is to be a speech pathologist. I want to give a voice to those in which don't have, and actually be able to stand up for themselves, and actually be able to speak for themselves, and actually be the people in which they believe that they can be, and believe that they are fair and will be able to live within a country in which they are given rights.
Wesomakwaza ndikukwaza ngalomkhondo ayo iyo ayo somakwaza ndikukwaza ngalomkhondo ayo ayo somakwaza ndikukwaza ngalomkhondo ayo iyo ayo